let's face it, when it comes to M. Night Shyamalan, it's either a hit or a miss. The hits, of course, Signs, Unbreakable, The Sixth Sense. The misses, Lady in the Water, The Village. So you either like his films or you do not. Now, that leads us to a new film that he has done, and he's directed as well as done the screenplay, which is entitled A Knock at the Cabin. Now, this is actually based on a book from 2018 done by Paul Tremblay, and the actual book itself is entitled Cabin at the End of the World. Now, there is a difference between the actual book or the movie, but regardless, let's go ahead and dive in and I'll provide my review.
Hello there, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and children.
I would like to say, first off and foremost, that Kristen Cui, who plays the little girl of Wen, does a wonderful job. I don't know if she's done any acting in the past, but her performance in this is top notch. Now, the other main characters and actors who play those characters are, of course, you have Dave Bautista, you have Ben Aldridge, you have Rupert Grint, and then, of course, you have Jonathan Groff. Now, Dave Bautista probably provides the best performance he has done since Blade Runner. It's more of a serious role and not so much the comedic role as he's done in, of course, Knives Out, Glass Onion, or, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy. Rupert Grint, of course, is in the film too, though he's only in there for a short period of time. This movie is based on a family of three, of course, Ben Aldridge and Jonathan Groff, as well as a little girl, Kristen Cui, plays Wen, goes to a cabin on vacation. It's then Dave Bautista goes and becomes friends with Wen, and from that period of time, he tells her that they are there for a purpose. Wen gets scared, she goes into the cabin where her two fathers are located, and at that point, Dave Bautista, Rupert Grint, and everybody break in. They basically tell him that, they have to make an ultimate decision, and that ultimate decision is to sacrifice one of their family members for the sake of the world, because it is the apocalypse. Now, with this film itself, it is different from any M. Night Shyamalan film. The camera directions are practically the same. They are intriguing in some cases, as well as very artistic in others. When it comes to a twist at the end, there is no twist. If you know the book, then you know the movie. However, the difference between the book and the movie, and this is not spoiler, is that the book has the little girl Wen die. This film does not. I'm not going to say who does end up dying, but I'll just leave it at that. Now, as far as the cinematography goes, it is beautifully well done. As far as the coloration and everything like that of the four antagonists of the flick, they are categorized to, when you find out, the Four Horsemen. But, of course, that isn't a spoiler because they say it in the trailer, that they are the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. They're there because it's the end of the world. Now, all their shirts actually do depict the color of the type of horsemen they are. Of course, there is the malice, the nurture, the healing, and then the guidance of those four horsemen. Now, those may not be the exact names, as of course there is pestilence as far as in the Bible goes, but those are the four that are set up in this flick. Now, with that in mind, they do go ahead and they describe that should one die, it does bring on parts of the plague, similar to what's in the Bible. They don't have locusts in the Bible. However, what they do have is exactly what they show in the trailer, and that is flooding. Now, in the very beginning, the flooding does happen, and that's when the three main characters who are being held captive don't believe them at first. But as the story progresses, I won't provide any of the other plagues other than, of course, what's shown in the trailer, which is, of course, the planes falling. Now, don't get me wrong. What is done throughout the flick is a very steady pace. However, I kind of wish that they did not show so much in the trailer, though it does keep you engaged regardless of what you saw and what you didn't see. Now, I don't have anything negative to say about the flick other than the fact that this isn't the top tier of M. Night Shyamalan films. It is very average in the sense of possibly like in the middle if you should rank them. But regardless, though, it's a very well done flick. It is a psychological thriller at that. There are some tropes in the film, such as a little bit of biblical tropes that are played into this flick. But overall, though, it is a very good, steady pace film. Honestly, on a total of 10, I would probably give it about maybe 6 or 7, because it is a good film. It's not something that I would go back and rewatch it. Dave Bautista and the other three main characters are a wonderful job as far as acting goes. And like I said, this is probably Dave Bautista's best performance that he's provided so far. So I'm looking forward to more serious roles that he does take on later on in life. But regardless, though, what are your guys' thoughts on it? Have you seen it? Have you not seen it? Leave a comment below. Make sure you visit the merchandise store link down below because, of course, that supports the channel, that supports everything that we do. And we'll see you next time for the next movie review.